From Dallas to Los Angeles and a screen near you, here is B Wildcat 2.
Hey everybody, it's B Wildcat 2 here. Back today with some more recruiting here in the Big Troll offensive coordinator dynasty with the TCU Horned Frogs. He's of course the offensive coordinator. Big Troll is for the TCU Horned Frogs. This is from week 2, and I'll try to get the week 2 game out against Kansas really soon. Of course, they did win their first game against Alabama, but you can watch the recruiting. But what I'm going to talk about today is the NFL playoffs picture. It is very confusing, especially in the NFC. A little less confusing in the AFC, but in the NFC, it's all discombobulated, and there are so many different things that could happen. There are at least 10 teams that could be into the postseason in the NFC, and only 9 in the AFC. But here's what we do know: the Falcons are in at 12-2 right now. They have clinched the NFC South. They are in. They'll most likely have a first-round bye. They are projecting that the 49ers will be another team. They will be the 2nd seed, and they will have a. They're predicting that they will have a first-round bye as well. The Falcons they're projecting will have home field advantage. The 3rd seed right now is currently the Green Bay Packers with a 10-4 record. They technically have a better record than the 49ers. Of course, the 49ers haven't played yet today, which is December the 16th, and the Packers have. So the Packers have one more win, but they also have one more loss, with the 49ers not having played yet. So the Packers could technically get into the 2nd seed, depending upon how their last 2 games go. And the 4th seed is currently the Washington Redskins, who are 8-6. They control their own destiny in the NFC East. However, I'll get into the NFC East as a whole in just a minute. But the projected 5th team to make it is the Seattle Seahawks, 9-5 record, projected to be the 5th seed. They take on the Redskins in the first round. And the Minnesota Vikings, with an 8-6 record, are projected to be the 6th and final seed in the NFC, with the possibility of the Bears, who are the 7th seed currently at 8-6, the Cowboys, who are 8-6 as well, projected to be the 8th seed, the Giants, also 8-6, the 9th seed, and the Rams 6-7-1, the 10th seed. So all these teams could get in. However, the Vikings in the 6th seed do not control their own destiny. The Cowboys and Giants, the Cowboys control their own destiny. They could get in. The Giants even have a if the let's this is so confusing that anyway, I'm trying to get into the tiebreakers, and they're all confusing too. I'm not an NFL analyst by far, you guys. So anyway, so the Cowboys and the Redskins and the Giants all have a 3-way tie in the NFC East at 8-6. The Redskins, however, are the first team due to divisional tiebreakers. The Cowboys are the 2nd seed second in the NFC East, and the Giants are 3rd because the Cowboys won in New York, and the Redskins beat the Cowboys in Dallas. So basically, if the Cowboys and the Redskins win out, if they win next week, whoever wins that game, week 17, will be the division winner, and might be the winner takes all, depending upon how the other games go, as to who gets in the playoffs and who doesn't. The Giants do not control their own record. They do not control their own destiny, which is a shocker, considering that coming into this morning before their game, they controlled their own destiny, while the Cowboys and Redskins did not. That's how fast everything can change. The Rams at 6-7-1 would have to hope for a miracle to happen, but it most likely won't. The Bears, due to their loss to the Packers today and the Vikings beating them last week, they started off 7-1, and now they could possibly miss the playoffs. The Vikings at the 6th seed don't control their own destiny, however, so it all comes down to next week what happens, and all that. Now the AFC, the first seed is obviously the Houston Texans with a mark of 12-2. They're projected to be the first seed. They've been playing well. Their only two losses were the Green Bay Packers, who are 10-4, and the New England Patriots, who are the projected third seed with a record of 10-3 right now. However, if they beat the 49ers tomorrow night, then they will be the second seed. Right now, that is the Broncos, who have an 11-3 record. But of course, the Patriots own the tiebreaker between the Broncos and Texans if it comes down to that for who has the best, for who gets the first round bye and home field advantage and all that. The fourth seed in the AFC, they clinched a playoff berth thanks to the Cowboys beating the Steelers, is the Baltimore Ravens with a 9-5 mark. They've lost 3 in a row, however, so they will not be missing the playoffs. The Colts, 9-5 right now. They are projected to be the 5th seed. And the Cincinnati Bengals, they are the 6th and final seed with an 8-6 record. Even after losing to the Dallas Cowboys last week, the Bengals are still in the hunt, and right now they are projected to be the team to face off against the Patriots in the wild card round. In the hunt for is the Steelers at 7-7. They're projected to be the 7th seed, just missing out. The Jets are the 8th seed at 6-7. Obviously, they haven't played their game yet. They would be able, if they win this week, they would be. Actually, no. San Francisco and New England play later tonight. Actually, they play tonight, the 16th. The Jets and Tennessee play tomorrow night. So if the Jets beat Tennessee, which most people think they will, they would put them at 7-7, and that'd be a projected tie for the 7th seed. Man, there's a whole bunch of 7s. And the Dolphins are the 9th and final team that is still in the hunt at 6-8. However, the Jets' record against the Dolphins puts the Jets ahead of the Dolphins in the wild card. So the Dolphins, at this point, are pretty much out of it. However, with the Dolphins winning this week, they're still in the hunt for right now. So, yes, it's discombobulated. I know it's so confusing. All this talk about who's going to make the playoffs, who's not going to make the playoffs. Oh man, like there are so many different scenarios as to who could get in and who won't get in and who will get in. It's a mind-boggling how this all happens. It takes you by storm, and you get involved with it too far and predicting who's going to win who, and you forget that the fact about that any given Sunday a team could win or a team could lose. So we're talking about all this playoff stuff, but the game hasn't even been played yet for next week. So, the analysts talk about it all the time, and we hound them for it. But anyway, now we're gonna get back into talking about the video thus far. If you haven't been watching it, we've called 7 people, and we've gotten pretty good results as far as how we're doing with our recruits and how we're trying to get them to come to TCU and play for us next season. Now we're gonna call. We're scrolling back up. Looks like we're going to call a strong safety or a quarterback. We're going to call Joe Edwards here a quarterback. We're first on his board, and we're going to schedule a visit for the game against Iowa State. Hopefully he'll enjoy that one. We're going to make a promise to him that we're going to guarantee a national title. So hopefully he'll come to us because we're going to win the national title because of him. So now we're talking about conference prestige, gaining interest there, trying to put A&M behind us and get Joe Edwards to come to TCU, getting 131 interest there, and we're up almost to 600 interest in this phone call alone. And A&M lost 60, TCU gained 90 there. We gained 687 interest from Joe Edwards there. Now we've got 2 more people to call, and then this recruiting video will come to an end. See, we're ahead of A&M by about 520 interest right now. So our chances of getting Joe Edwards are pretty good. Now we're going to call up this tight end, Jonathan Williams from Cleburne, Texas. We're first on his board. We're going to schedule him for the week of the Iowa State game. We're also going to make him a promise that we're going to win the national title. So we're promising a lot of things to a lot of players. I hope that we're able to go out on the field and do that once we get them to commit and get them to come to TCU. So conference prestige, we're going to make a pitch, gain 113 interest. We're up almost 500 interest, I believe, right now. And that's 48 interest for the proximity to home. Academic prestige, we are going to make another pitch for 51. So we gained 604 interest from Jonathan Williams from Cleburne, Texas. So hopefully we will we'll get him. Oklahoma State's behind 220, but we're not in the green yet. So the last guy we're going to call in this recruiting episode is Brian Riley, a halfback. We are first on his board currently. LSU and Georgia are close behind, I believe. First off, we're going to make him a promise. We're going to guarantee that we're going to win the national title because of him, and he's liking that a lot. Our championship contender, he's got average interest in. Conference prestige, we got to make a pitch, 136 interest there. Coach prestige, we'll get 67 interest from him. Proximity to home, we're going to get 26 interest. And last but not least, academic prestige is going to get us 21 interest. So we gained 518 interest from Brian Riley, and we hope to stay in first on his board. I hope you guys enjoyed. Come back next time when we take on Kansas. See you guys.